Good afternoon, which is not normally what I say. This is the Budget Finance Economic Development Committee. It is now 1:33 in the afternoon. My name is Yukile Sugimura. I'm the chair of this committee, and I'm so grateful to be with you today. And we have 3 items on our agenda. And this meeting is being conducted in accordance with the Sunshine Law. And as a reminder, when your name is called, if you're not in the council chambers, please identify by name who, if anyone, is in the room, vehicle, or workspace with you today. Minors do not need to be identified. I have Member Cook right before me. Good afternoon, Member Cook.
Good afternoon, Chair. There's currently no testifiers at the KA Regional Office, but we have people there on standby, and
okay.
Looking forward to the meeting.
Yes. Member Johnson left for a little while. He was here. He's going to come back. Chair Lee, I think she might be in her other meeting still. She'll join us. Member Paulton, good afternoon. Looks like you're eating Simon.
Aloha, Oinalai. Got some tofu salmon salad.
Oh.
And rice.
Okay.
Streaming live and direct from the West Maui Residency Area Office here in the heart of historic burn zone Lahaina. And I have with me Christian Balagso.
All right. Good afternoon. Member Rollins Fernandez will join us. Member Senensi.
Aloha, Chair. Good afternoon. Bula bula, everybody. Here at my home, I'm in Hana. I'm here by myself, and there's no testifiers in Hana, Chair.
Bula bula. Member Nohe U'u Hajens, good afternoon. Oh, we can't hear you. Oh, there's minors in the car with you.
Minor.
Okay, now
okay,
we can
you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Okay, good. We switched over from Bluetooth to my speaker. I'm in my personal car. I'm driving my son. He's not a minor anymore as of a few days ago. I will be in person in a little bit, maybe about 2:30 or so. And other than that, I'll be in the car, but I'll be here.
Oh, okay. Ah, nice seeing
Thank you.
Nohe. And look at Shane's dog. How cute is that? That's a new one, yeah? I know he has 12 dogs, so that's adding to the family. So I guess, oh, there's Member Kama. Vice Chair Kama, welcome.
Aloha Manala Chair. I'm looking forward to a great meeting today. Thank you.
Thank you. Member Rollins Fernandez, there you are. Good afternoon.
Aloha. Aloha Winala Kako. I'm Molokai Noya Hina. I'm at my private residence. My 2 children who are minors have arrived home early from school, short day, Fridays. And then my husband, McKenna Fernandez, should likely be home soon. And there are currently no testifiers at the Molokai District Office.
Wonderful. Okay, so at this time, members, I'm going to introduce the Office of the Mayor, Leslie Milner, Budget Director. Thanks for being with us all day. Department of Personnel Services, we have Kainea Aiwohi Alo, Deputy Director. I don't see her. I'm sure she'll join us. Department of Police, Deputy Chief of Police, Wade Maeda. Thank you very much for joining us again. Department of Water Supply, Director John Stufflebean. And he's going to be joining us virtually. Also, Corporation Counsel, Christina Toshikio. You're here with us at the chambers. Good to see you. Our committee staff is Jean Pokipala, Council Services Assistant Clerk, Peter Hanano, Legislative Attorney, Kirsten Zabo, Legislative Analyst, James Kruger, which is our Senior Legislative Analyst, Pauline Miller Martins, Senior Committee Secretary, and please see the last page of the agenda for any information regarding meeting connectivity. Thank you, members. We have 3 items on the agenda today, and they are BFED 4, Bill 92, authorizing the mayor to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Bureau of Investigation for a Joint Terrorism Task Force. Bill 43, BFED 43, Bill 99, 2025, amending the fiscal year 26 budget Appendix B, Department of Water Supply, Water Fund Preservation Restoration Rate, and BFED 44, which is Bill 100, 2025, and Bill 101, 2025, amending the fiscal year 26 budget, capital improvement projects, Department of Water Supply, countywide upgrades and replacements. And do we have any testifiers?
Chair, there's currently no one signed up to testify at the beginning of the meeting. We do see an individual indicating they'd like to testify at the beginning of the meeting.
Okay, we have a repeat testifier, so I'm going to guess I don't need to read all of the instructions. Please identify yourself by name. You'll have 3 minutes, 30 seconds to complete, and please let me know what item you'll be testifying on.
It's J.C. Law again. Aloha kakahiaka, council members. I'm glad I have a chance to testify on Bill 92 again. Thank you, Deputy Chief Maeda, for being here. And I don't want to take this one too lightly because if something happens and I feel bad, but I don't think any terrorists are coming to Hawaii. This is like their favorite vacation spot. And so they're not going to be doing anything, but yeah, maybe we might want to catch them by the collar and tell them don't do that bad kind of stuff anymore. So I'm wondering if like the word terrorism, oh yeah, I found a word in the dictionary for, they actually have like a Hawaiian word. It says kanaka ho'omakahuna, which if you break it down, it kind of means like a secret spy or something like that. Maka, I think, means eyes, and huna means secret. So, but I was accused of being a terrorist not too many years ago in Waiakoa Town by the new manager of Kula Bistro. It was that common one they call terroristic threatening, which I'm not sure is the same one, but it's the same word. And I just think it's unfair that it's on my record as being arrested for that. So when one of your officers checks me out, they're going to see that and they might get a little bit nervous, but I ain't going to hurt no Maui County people. And I think it's unfair that it might be a different subject, but maybe the county can do something about it. Then I have to pay $30 to get it erased from my record. And that's about it. Thank you for your time, Luna Ho'omolu. Sugimura.
Any questions for the testifier? Seeing none. Thank you. I see Chair Lee joined us. Good afternoon, Chair Lee.
Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we can hear you.
Yeah. I'm in my office. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Welcome. All right. So you want to call last call for, thank you.
Proceeding with last call for a testimony at the beginning of the meeting. If there is anyone who'd like to testify at this time, please identify yourself now. On Teams, you can do that by using the raise hand function. We'll do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Chair, no one has indicated they'd like to testify.
Thank you. All right, members, we are on the first item, which is Bill 92. And the first item is the bill would authorize the mayor to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Federal Bureau of Investigation to participate in FBI Honolulu Division Joint Terrorism Task Force. The agreement formalizes our police department's role in the task force, which seeks to prevent, deter, and investigate terrorist acts. 2 letters with questions were submitted to the department, and the responses are in Granicus 4 and 7. You did a very good job, Police Department, of answering the many questions. So at this time, joining us, we have from our department, Deputy Chief of Police, Wade Maeda. And did personnel ever show up? Oh, we haven't. Okay. Deputy Chief Maeda, please give us your opening comments.
Good afternoon, Chair. Good afternoon, council members. The Maui Police Department has a intergovernmental agreement with the Honolulu Field Office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation to enter into their joint terrorism task force. Now, this Joint Terrorism Task Force was formulated in 2002 after the 9/11 attacks in New York. What they found out was that there was a lot of information that was actually out there that wasn't brought to the table into a centralized area where there could be discussion about vetting information, the actual terrorist attack, and preventive measures. So that's why the task force was created. Now, this task force it consists of federal agencies and state and local county counterparts. And there is no money exchange to be a part of the task force. And being part of the task force is voluntary. However, the Maui Police Department strongly advises the council to support this task force because, although Hawaii in general hasn't been targeted heavily for a terrorism attack, we are considered a soft target. Meaning that if a terrorist group, whether domestic or international, were to try to conduct a terrorist attack, it's a lot easier. I'll take you, for example, the county fair. We have security at the county fair for a number of measures to prevent and to promote public safety and to prevent crime. However, if we were to get word that there would be a possible terrorism attack or we were under threat of a terrorism attack, then the security measures and the means we would take to keep the people safe would be tenfold. It's almost like if the president were to come visit us. I want to give a disclaimer too. This task force has nothing to do with Homeland Security or ICE, nothing at all to do with that. This is strictly a terrorism task force group. And the members of the task force have to be vetted through the Federal Bureau of Investigation, and they must maintain a secret clearance, meaning they cannot have any improprieties on their record or they won't make the clearance. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Ms. Mildred, do you have any comments?
Thank you, Chair. There's no monetary cost to this agreement, so I do not have any comments at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Personnel, did personnel ever show up? Okay. All right. So members, questions. Did I?
Chair?
Oh, you know what? Gabe Johnson. Member Johnson is here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Chair. Sorry for my tardiness. I had to go pick up a tire from Fleet, so pretty busy before the weekend. There's no testifiers at the Lanai District Office, and I'm here and ready to work. Thank you.
Very, very good. Welcome. So at this time, I'm going to start with Member Kama and then go to Chair Lee and just go down the row.
Chair?
Yes.
Apologies to interject. Should we proceed with testimony?
Oh, that's right. This is a new item, right? Okay. We'll do it again.
Chair, there's currently no individual signed up to testify on this item, so we'll do a brief last call. If there's anybody who'd like to testify on this item, please identify yourself now. On Teams, you can do that by using the raise hand function. We'll do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Chair, no one has indicated they'd like to testify.
Can you do a last call?
Oh, yes. One final last call. 3, 2, 1. Chair, still no one wishing to testify.
Thank you. Members, with your permission, I'm going to close public testimony for this item and receive written testimony.
No objections.
Thank you. Okay, so
Yep.
for discussion, 3 minutes per member, and we'll start off with Member Kama, going to Chair Lee, tomorrow
Thank
Member
you.
Paulton Johnson. Go ahead. You have questions?
Thank you, Chair. Yes. So, Deputy Director Wade, why does the FBI feel a need to now at this time to be able to put together a joint task force on terrorism?
Thank you for the question. Member Kama, the task force was formed in 2002, and we've had an intergovernmental agreement with them since 2002. And it's strictly because the act of terrorism does exist, and we have to be aware of that and try to prevent it at all costs to protect the citizens of the United States.
So we're just going to continue with a memorandum like we've had in the past, and we're just renewing it? Is that what this is?
That is correct, Member Kama.
Oh, okay. So we've had one like this since 2002. How often does it need to be reauthorized?
We were advised that it should be renewed on an annual basis. At the very minimum, we try to do it every 2 years.
Oh, I see. Okay. So in the past, has anything come up that has warranted the task force to take action?
Yeah, so there's, thank you for the question. There's been actual acts of terrorism since 2002 in Hawaii, whether it be terrorist targets coming to Hawaii to check the optics out or to be involved in the planning of a terrorist attack. So therefore, that's why we have these monthly meetings where we discuss potential threats that are coming into Hawaii.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, Chair Lee, followed by Member Paulton, then Member Johnson.
Thank you. I have no questions.
Thank you. Member Paulton.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Deputy Maeda. I just wanted to clarify in your response to the letter that said international and domestic violent criminal acts is kind of what the purpose of this agreement is for. So talking, legal action, discussion, at what point, because you want to stop the violent criminal acts before they occur. So it might not have occurred. At what point, like, you know, obviously we all know the history of how Hawaii is supposedly under the jurisdiction of the United States of America. So talking, legal action, and all those kind of things will not be defined as terrorism, right?
Thank you for the question, Member Paulton. Yes, that is correct. Unless a particular group has an initiative to commit crimes against the people or an act of domestic or international terrorism, the JTTF and the Maui Police Department will not get involved. We support First Amendment constitutional rights and the constitutional rights of all members of the public and their rightful ability to protest, and therefore those groups will not be targeted. They have to have a specific criminal intent to harm the people of the state of Hawaii for the GTTF to formulate and try to go after these people.
Okay, so I understand that the Maui Police Department allows First Amendment rights and peaceable assembly and things like that. I'm not quite sure that is going on at the national level to the extent it has in the past since the formation of the United States. And so who would be the determining, is it the Maui Police Department that calls for assistance from the FBI or vice versa? Like, you know, we take it for granted. It's our right to peaceably assemble and exercise our First Amendment rights, but sometimes the news on the continent is not so much allowing for traditional rights that are allotted in the Constitution. I mean, that Hawaii is even part of the United States is not following the Constitution, but that's a whole nother conversation. I just want to know who is the one that initiates that. Is it the Maui police or is it the FBI?
Thank you for the question. It all depends. If we generate the information, then we'll act upon it and we'll notify our federal counterparts. However, a lot of times the information, especially if it's international terrorism, it comes from our federal counterparts and it's relayed to us that a particular target or a particular location is vulnerable or is possibly under a terrorism watch or attack, and they'll notify us and we'll take appropriate action. To your question though, if the Maui Police Department believes that it'll infringe upon the constitutional rights of the people, we always have Corporation Counsel as well as the prosecutor's office that we talk to let them know what our intent is, and they legally advise us as well if we shouldn't get involved or not.
So we wouldn't be subordinate to the FBI and the federal government. We can still follow the advice of county attorneys.
That's correct.
Okay, main thing, I'm gonna hold you to it. I know your name.
Yes, and I just want to make another point that the being a part of the Joint Terrorism Task Force is not mandatory. So if we believe that for the greater good of the County of Maui, that we shouldn't be no longer a part of the task force, then by all means, we can pull out of the memorandum of understanding.
At any time.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Taking your word for it.
Okay. Next, we have Member Johnson, followed by Member Rollins Fernandez, then Member Cook.
Thank you, Chair. Good morning, Deputy Chief Maeda. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning.
Or good afternoon,
Good afternoon,
I should say.
sorry.
What am I thinking? It's Friday. I'm already ready for the weekend. So I just have a question in regards to some of the umbrella that falls underneath this task force. One of the conversations I had earlier was stochastic terrorism, and does that apply? Does stochastic terrorism fall under this task force? And that's basically the folks in the social media area, or just people who have a big audience, say an untruth, motivate people, and next thing you know, we have people like Pizzagate, right? They just threw a lie. Somebody believed this lie online, and they went out and they shot up a pizza parlor because they thought there was a crime ring going on in there.
Yeah. So in those scenarios, what our overall objective is to use our intelligence units and our intelligence gathering to try to defuse the situation before it even gets to that point. So we would go out and reach out to members, influential members of that group, and try to talk to them and let them know if they do commit a crime, that they'll be held liable, and exactly what crime they'll be held liable for. But that's not our objective. Our objective is to defuse the situation at all means.
So it doesn't, you're not following online chatter of people talking about, like, just spreading information so much that somebody acts on it, right?
No. Unless the person is outright saying to harm, we want you guys to go out and harm this group of people.
The most recent school shooter, how unfortunate that was, posted their manifesto like many other mass shooters do, put it up before they did the big shooting. You see what I'm saying? And they're terrorizing. If that's not terrorism, I don't know what is. They're terrorizing a school. They actually went out and shot up kids.
Yeah, so I don't know who's monitoring the social media in that area, but we have our people as well as our federal counterparts that monitor and filter that kind of stuff. So whenever there's a threat that comes in, even on social media, we take it seriously and we go and investigate it. We'll actually make contact with the parties if possible.
But this task force will not be doing that.
Well, not unless somebody from the JTF gives us information and that we can act upon.
I got a little bit of time, so I want to kind of pivot to something a little bit, what you mentioned about the freedom of speech and the conundrum that you're kind of in where people are allowed to say things. But just for example, you can't go into a crowded movie theater and yell fire. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So with our freedom of speech comes certain responsibilities. If you say all the blue houses in Lahaina didn't get burned down because of magic or whatever, and the fire was caused by Chinese lasers, DEW. All this misinformation, a lie travels twice as fast as the truth, right? So how do we, that can be terrorizing to some folks, right? Aren't we going to do anything about combating this misinformation on the internet?
It is, and we do. If we feel that we should go on the offensive and put out something to dispel that, and we do have the data to back that up, we will put that out.
But this task force doesn't touch that, right?
This task force personally does not touch that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Member Johnson. Next, we have Member Rollins Fernandez, followed by Member Cook, then Member Wu Hodgins.
Aloha, Deputy Chief Maeda. Mahalo for being with us for the presentation and for answering our questions. I think, like Member Polton kind of alluded to, I have some concerns with how some of the federal agencies have been used in other locations. It makes me really nervous. And I know that you said that this doesn't have anything to do with Homeland Security, ICE, and all of that. I like just seeing like the heads of these departments, just like really undermines my confidence in it holding the best interests of our people. I don't know. I know like boots on the ground, can be a different story. And, I'm supportive of our Maui Police Department, Maui County Police Department. I don't feel a tremendous amount of trust right now when it comes to some of the federal agencies. I kind of don't really want to have anything to do with them. I feel inclined to vote against this because of that. I don't really have a question. That's my comment right now. But if you want to provide a response to my concerns, you're welcome to.
Yes, thank you for the question, Member Rollins Fernandez. So I want to clarify, the JTTF is not an active enforcement task force. So it's an intelligence gathering organization which comprises of a whole bunch of agencies, which also consists of the 4 county police departments. And we share information on terrorism, trends on terrorism. And of course, if anybody gets information that a possible terrorist attack exists, then they will notify us. But the enforcement comes from the actual, so say there was an act of terrorism, a possible attack of terrorism that's going to be occurring on Maui. The Maui Police Department would take the lead, and the JTTF would ask us what resources we would need. So there wouldn't be a JTTF task force enforcement group that would come over. It's members of the FBI would assist if it involved explosive devices. We would get guys from HPD, Kauai, Big Island, all depending on the situation and the gravity of the situation and the how big we expected the event to be. But the JTTF task force itself is more of a think tank and a debrief meeting once a month to talk about current terrorism trends and activities.
Okay, did you hear the buzzer? Are you fine? Member Rollins Fernandez?
Oh, I was on mute. Mahalo for your comments, Deputy Chief Maeda. Mahalo, Chair.
Thank you. Thank you. So before I go to Member Cook, I'm going to Director Director Cynthia Porter joined us. If you want to say a few words about this. I think the reason why we invited you was to be sure that we're not breaking any kind of union or personnel concerns that you may have for the county of Maui on this item.
No, I would defer to police. This is a task force that has existed and, you know, they've kind of been going through this process and using it like Deputy Chief Maeda just said, like a think tank of, you know, just bringing resources together and bringing awareness. So I have no concerns with any union or contractual violations or civil service types of situations that could potentially be an issue.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
For sure.
Member
Yes.
Cook, Member Hodgins, and Sinensi.
Thank you, Deputy Director, for Deputy Chief, for the explanation and let us know what we can do to help. I mean, it sounds like I like the fact that the MPD has discretion, basically driving the boat, so to speak, and sharing information, cyber terrorism, et cetera. There's a lot of threats in the world, and let us know how we can help. Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Member Hodgins, followed by Member Sinensi.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Chief, for your presentation. I have no questions.
Thank you. Member Sinensi.
Mahalo, Chair, and mahalo, Deputy Chief Maeda, for the explanation and for the responses. And I was just, in the discussions, I was just thinking about the Mauna Kea protests in which Maui County did send Maui police officers there. And, you know, in all of that, you know, some of our Maui kupuna were arrested there. So those are some of the concerns where, and I understand, I get it that this joint task force, we could exchange important intel from the federal government. But I just, I too have that caution about, and you did mention that it's only if these terroristic acts are against our people. And so Mauna Kea was just peaceful protests, and you mentioned our constitutional rights, but still, if we would have to send Maui police officers to other counties, you know, would this body or the mayor have a say, or it would be federal? It'll become under federal command. We give up all of our input.
No, thank you for the question. No, we wouldn't give up our command and fall under federal jurisdiction. It's just assistance from the Maui Police Department to whatever agency is requesting the additional manpower.
Oh, okay, that helps me, you know, kind of suits my, you know, all of my, I'm concerned. I'm always seeing some of the other states and how the federal government has, you know, kind of some personal attacks on states that don't always agree with the same policies at the federal level, and us being, you know, kind of blue state, sometimes we always get, you know, retribution against us. And so inviting, like Member Rollins Fernandez says, inviting the federal government into, we were already seeing attacks on our education system, Medicare system, food security system, on our immigrant families. So that's where I'm cautionary to be inviting an administration that has, you know, personal attacks. I mean, I'm not saying terroristic attacks on our people, but some of these onto our societal institutions are, we're really feeling the hurt. So I trust you guys' judgment, and I just wanted to voice my concerns. Thank you.
No, thank you. And yeah, the discretion that the Maui Police Department has, we don't have, the Maui Police Department doesn't have any obligation to assist these investigations if we feel that it's not in the best interest of the people of Maui County. I just wanted to make that clear. And the federal government, they won't arrest us if we decide not to participate or anything like that. So, we do have discretion. Chief Pelletier and I, we believe we have the best interests of the people, and we'll try to make the most informed decision to protect the people as well. Our thing is only to enforce under the color of the law, and namely to make the Maui citizens proud. So that's why we're here. Thank you.
Very nice.
Mahalo, Deputy Chief. Thank you, Chip.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Very good. So I have no questions because your answers on Granicus 4 and 7 answered my questions, so I appreciate that. Member Paulton has her hand up for second round. Proceed.
Thank you, Chair. I just wanted to ask Ms. Toshikio, I know the name on the Bill 92 says Mr. Colby, but is the agreement consistent with everything that you heard? They didn't slide in anything in there? And then I guess my other legal question is, in the times that we're living, we've seen the National Guard mobilized in a public park against the will of the governor of that state. To me, that feels kind of terroristic, but it's the federal government that did that. And so legally, from a lawyer perspective, how are you joint terrorism task forcing with the terrorists themselves?
Ms. Toshikio.
Yeah. Sorry, is this on? Thank you for the question. So for the first question, yes, in fact, the consistency, yes, I spoke to Mr. Colby, who reviewed the document. I spoke to him before this meeting, so we don't have any concerns of the legality of the document itself. As to your second question, that is a very difficult question to answer, and I wouldn't even know where to begin, because I think we've all seen that it's been very fluid under the current administration, changing day by day. So I don't even know where I'd be able to start. And even if I could answer, whether that answer would be the same tomorrow or next week.
Or Deputy Maeda, if somebody mobilized the National Guard against the will of Governor Green, would the MPD, say they came to Keopuolani Park with guns and all of that, what would MPD do?
That's a very good question. It all depends. The federal government, their laws are often a little bit different than our state and county laws. And in most times they supersede our law. So if the president does want to send people over, he does have that prerogative, honestly, whether we like it or not. I think there's states that have tried to do injunctions. I'm not sure if anybody has been successful yet. But would we, if you're asking if we would arrest the National Guard, I would say probably not.
I mean, it is terrorizing to have weaponry around our children for no reason, and to mobilize the National Guard without the permission of the governor does seem like a violation of law. I'm no lawyer, but I thought that we had systems in place. And it seems like funny hypothetical, but we all seen it happen on TV already, you know, unless that was fake. Mayor Bass had to go down. So, I mean, in our case, it might be Mayor Bissing, but that seems like a domestic violent criminal act to me. And I'm not sure if LA had a joint terrorism task force and how that gets dealt with. And it seems to be on the whim of one person sometimes. So it's very concerning. And I think although I trust the police department, like you said, the county is on the lower level and then the state and then the federal. And whether or not the federal is following lawful constitutional actions, we count on you folks to uphold that standard of law, because that's the whole purpose, that there is a Second Amendment, right? If we weren't ever afraid that the people in power would use their power incorrectly, there would be no need for a Second Amendment.
Thank you. Thank you, Member Paulton. So I am going to go back to Corp Counsel and that page that we were looking at on signature. We don't have junior after the mayor, so how do we correct that?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, we're making that amendment right now to the MOU.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Anybody else have any questions on this item? Okay, if not, then I'm gonna, the chair will entertain a motion to recommend passage on first reading of Bill 92, 2025, entitled "A Bill for an Ordinance Authorizing the Mayor to Enter into an Intergovernmental Agreement with the Federal Bureau of Investigation for a Joint Terrorism Task Force, incorporating any non-substantive revisions." Thank you.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Motion made by Member Cook, second by, I think it was, I heard Member Kama. Any discussion, members?
Chair.
Oh, Member Sinensi.
Thank you, Chair. I will vote in support with reservations in support of our Maui Police Department and shared important intel and the protection of our people. However, you know, I'm anticipating in the next couple of years, there's going to be some important federal leases that are coming up. And so those are my concerns if, you know, if some of our people are already anticipating. We had a homelessness issue where we need more land. So there's those upcoming discussions will be coming up. So those are my reservations. Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else before I take the vote? See no hands. All right. Oh, Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo, Chair. I'm going to vote no. So roll call, please.
Okay. All right. Roll call, please. Excuse me.
Members beginning the roll call vote. Member Tom Cook.
Aye.
Member Gabe Johnson.
Yes.
Council Chair Alice Lee.
Aye.
Member Tamara Paulton.
I don't see her video.
Excused. Councilmember Keani Rollins Fernandez.
No.
Councilmember Shane Sinensi.
I read reservations.
Councilmember Nohe Uuhajens.
Aye.
Councilmember Committee Vice Chair Tasha Kama.
Yes.
And then Committee Chair Yukile Sugimura. Chair, you have 7 ayes, 1 no. The motion passes.
Thank you. And one excuse.
Sorry, I forgot one excuse.
Yeah, thank
Pardon me.
you. Thank you very much, members. This item passes, and thank you very much, Deputy Chief, for answering our many questions. Appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to go on to the next item, members. So the next item on our agenda, and the last, will also involve water. So, so this is Bill 99, and this item on today's agenda amends fiscal year 26 budget, Appendix B, to add a new water rate for the Department of Water Supply. It ties into the work that Member Cook did in his committee. The purpose of this new rate is to support preservation and restoration of native species habitat. As you may recall, the council passed Ordinance 5841 earlier this year to authorize the rate. The budget amendment now adds the rate to Appendix B and to be retroactive to July 1, 2025. We've received testimony from Budget Director providing a proposal CD1 version for our consideration, which staff is distributing or has distributed. The CD1 version updates the name of the rate to match Ordinance 5841 and incorporates other technical revisions. Joining us today to assist with our discussion is Director Stufflebean, Director of Water Supply, and Budget Director Milner. So I'll ask for opening comments then from Director Stufflebean.
Yes, good afternoon. I think you covered, yeah, hi, everybody. I think you covered it quite well. This simply puts into our rate schedule the rate that has already been discussed and approved by the County Council. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Director Milner.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, I think you just covered the history of it quite well. Just for the record, I guess I will say that the preservation rate establishes a rate of $4.98 per 1,000 gallons for all usage, as well as water shortage rates per 1,000 gallons for Stage 1, $4.98, Stage 2, $5.23, and Stage 3, $5.49. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Okay, so I guess I'm going to open up for public testimony.
Chair, we currently have one individual signed up to testify. That would be the Royal House of Hawaii.
Royal House of Hawaii.
Aloha. Oh, this is probably like an okay one because this goes
Can you
for a
speak
lot
louder?
of Hawaiians. Yeah.
I can't hear you.
This sounds like a good one. I mean, this is the very first time I heard a good one over here. Mahalo. I mean, water for the natives, you know what I mean? But, so like with that, yeah, like, what about the ones trying to go back to the royal patented lands? Are they gonna be getting water also? Like, if they file the paperwork and then they go back to the lands, someone is over here saying that we no more water, like they no more water, they no can live over there. Are they gonna be able to get access to waters? Because like you gotta go through that whole system, yeah, like gotta go build this, like pipes, whatever, or I don't know, whatever it may be. And how is that process? Like where do people go to do this and stuff like that, if I can ask? And is this also for not only species but people also, for the restoration of the people also? And are the royal patent heirs and descendants getting called up also? And please contact the royal patent heirs and descendants. Mahalo.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions for the testifier? See none. I see no hands. Okay, next testifier.
Chair, there's currently no other individuals signed up to testify on BFED 43, so we'll do a last call. If there is anyone who'd like to testify on this item, please identify yourself now. On Teams, you can do that by using the raise hand function. We'll do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Chair, no one has indicated they'd like to testify.
Thank you very much. Members, with your permission, I'd like to close public testimony for this item and receive written. Thank you.
No objections.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, members, any questions? I will start with Member Sinensi, then we'll go the other way. Member Sinensi, Member Hodges, Member Cook, Keani Rollins Fernandez, and Member Johnson. Member Sinensi, you have any questions?
No questions at this time, Chair.
Thank you. Member Hodges? There.
I have no questions either, Chair.
Thank you. Member Cook?
Ask for Director Milder, is this a typo that greater than 15,000 gallons drops down to $1.25 per thousand?
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Councilmember Cook. That is what it currently reads in Appendix B. I will defer to Director Stufflebean for the rationale behind that.
Okay. Director?
Yes. Yeah, you're talking about you're talking about for the agricultural rate, I would assume, yes?
Yeah, on the agricultural rate and then also on the, correct. So it drops down significantly when you use more?
Right. Yeah, this was something that council approved a while back. Basically the idea here is that for the first 15,000 gallons for an agricultural situation would be used typically as similar to for a dwelling. And after that, it would be water that would be used for agricultural purposes. And we give everybody a break, a better price for agricultural purposes. So once they reach the amount that they used for their dwelling, then they get the lower rate for the rest of their use, which would be agricultural. So this is the current rate that has been approved by council in the past for that reason.
Okay, thank you for the clarification.
Okay.
I have no other questions.
Okay, thank you very much. Member Rollins Fernandez, followed by Member Johnson.
Mahalo, Chair. We're on the preservation restoration rate, right?
Correct, we are.
And it's a fixed rate at $4.98 per 1,000 gallons. Oh, okay. But I guess, what was Member Cook looking at?
Agriculture.
He was talking about $1?
Chair, yeah, I can answer that. So
okay.
He was looking at, in that same table, the agricultural rates are also shown, but they're not changing. And that was already existing. The only thing we're changing is, the only thing we're adding is the preservation rate. So the agricultural rate is not being changed, right?
Okay. I just wanted to make sure, because I know that the addition is to the preservation restoration, but since the non-dwelling agricultural rate is on this, that's why there was a question about it.
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, okay. I guess for the new classification or category rate, what's the rationale behind the $4.98 per thousand? How did you get that number?
Sure. I think as we discussed when this ordinance was approved to add this rate, the reasoning was that we should give this use category a break from the standard general rate, which is almost twice as high, but not as low as the agricultural rate. So we were looking for something in between, and kind of for convenience, we matched the tier 2 rate. So, the idea was agricultural rate is really low, but the general rate is quite high for this use. So we're looking for something that would be somewhere in the middle, and that we chose this particular rate.
Why? Why did we not want to discount it as much? Because the work that they're doing is restoration, right?
Right. I mean, it's our recommendation that the agriculture rate is really low, and so the rationale was simply that this was a significant break from the general rate, but not as low as the ag rate. That was just our judgment and our recommendation, which the council approved.
So so then I guess what we're saying then is that agriculture is more important than conservation and preservation, because we're agriculture a lower discount or a lower rate?
We are giving agriculture a lower rate, yes.
And because we want to support that more. Because if we're gonna give them more of a subsidized rate, then what we're saying is that they're important enough to subsidize, and preservation is not as worthy as agriculture to give them as much of a subsidy.
Well, I would say that the economics of agricultural, make it so that this lower rate really is really important to give them this, this extremely good rate. And the preservation is not in the same situation economically, but I mean, you're correct. What we are recommending and what the council has previously approved is a lower rate for agriculture than for preservation.
Okay, I did hear the timer, but
timer went off.
The final thought, and maybe on round 2, is that like ecosystem services often are not quantified in the same way as a capitalistic system of agriculture and selling food products to people, but it is important. So I'll come back on round 2 to finish up this line of questions.
Very good. All right, next we have Member Johnson, followed by Member Paulton, Lee, and Kama.
Thank you, Chair. Good afternoon, Director. I'm looking at the amended version that Councilmember Sugimura put out in regards to the new definition for native Hawaiian species habitat that is defined. I looked at the definition, and my mind immediately went to like the scenarios of how this would work, right? So if I was a nonprofit nursery doing reforestation or, preservation, that kind of work, and I have a greenhouse and I go up on the mountain and plant my plants in the greenhouse or from the greenhouse, the water rate I would probably get would be wherever that greenhouse is located. What if it's in a zone that doesn't support this type of water? And I'm just asking for those kind of scenarios, Director. How does that work because I don't know, maybe there are, but we want to have biosecurity, and we'll take rapid ohia death for an example. Like, let's say there's a greenhouse with ohia in it. You have a biosecurity plan to keep it growing strong and then put it out in the field. They want to put out sick, plants in the field. They want to look at it. Can they get that benefit if the greenhouse is far away from the actual native Hawaiian species habitat?
So we would have to look at each case individually. The ordinance that council approved defines who would be eligible for this rate. And so anyone would apply, we would then make an evaluation as to whether they were eligible for this rate. So I can't give every example, but that's what we would simply look at. Did they meet the requirements that are specified in the ordinance that has already been approved?
Of course, yeah, they have to meet the requirements. And if you're looking at, every situation, like if there was a situation that I just described, they would qualify for this water rate?
I don't know. Off the top of my head, I'd have to look at it and see the specific situation. Yeah.
So in the number 5 in the amended version, it says, for this purposes of this subsection, native Hawaiian species habitat means the habitat of endemic and indigenous species that A, arrive at either by natural means, including by wind, water, bird mitigation, or B, were included in the approximate 23 species brought over by the first human migration to Hawaiian Islands and adapted to native ecosystems. That sounds like a habitat versus an actual species, or it's a little confusing for me. Like the habitat is what we're talking about. It, to me, is a physical place. Like that gulch is a habitat for the snail, or that gulch has a habitat for a very rare plant. But is that what this is saying? Because it seems like, no, we're giving us species examples, arrived either by natural means, including by wind, water, bird migration, or one of the approximately 23 species. So I'm getting a little bit mixed up in the idea of that this is a space that we're talking about, or is this a number of species that we're talking about?
Member Johnson.
Well, I mean.
Oh, we uploaded the committee report that has some of your.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead, Director. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's great. No, so, yeah, I mean, the language that has already been approved is in the ordinance.
Okay.
That council has approved. And that's what we would go by, unless you choose to change it. And
All
we
right.
use language that, we worked with the Department of, we worked with several of the experts in this area to come up with language that we felt would be appropriate for this purpose. So,
Thank you, Director. Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, thank you. If you look at the committee report, you look at the bill, it talks about this property is located in the state agriculture or conservation land use district or a county open space zoning district under E, and then it talks about this particular, yeah, okay. All right, next we have Member Paulton, followed by Chair Lee and Member Kama.
Thank you. My question might be for Ms. Toshikio. I had to meet with those folks that were suing each other about water and the golf course and like that. And I was wondering, are we, as a water deliverer to thousands of folks, not PUC regulated? We can just change the rates whenever. Some people were complaining that my Land and Pine was changing the rates 300%, 2,400%, and then they aren't PUC regulated because they have like 3 customers. But I feel like we have a lot of customers. Are we not PUC regulated? And we can just change the rates whenever we feel like it to whatever we want.
Ms. Toshikio.
Sorry, can you clarify the context of your question? Is this related to establishing the rates, or is this a general question about when we can change the water rates? And we, or a private provider?
Yeah, because when Hawaii Water Service wants to change the rates, they have to go in front of the PUC because they have plenty of customers. And Mr. Yui said that Maui Land and Pine in West Maui only has 3 customers, the county and 2 other customers. And because they only have like 3 customers, they don't have to go before the PUC to request a rate change. And so I was wondering, here we are changing the rates. I don't recall going before the PUC. Are we not a PUC regulated utility that delivers water to thousands of people?
Chair, I can respond to that if you like.
Oh,
Please,
I'd like
Director.
that.
Okay. Yes, public agencies are not regulated by the PUC, only private water companies. So we're not regulated by the PUC because we're a public agency. So the rate setting from the county is done by the county council. The rate setting by a private water company is done by the PUC, has to be approved by the PUC.
Oh, okay, thank you. And we'd never change it like 300% one time or 2,400% one time, because that's just crazy. We get booted out of office super quick, huh?
Up to you guys.
But also, part of our thing is we got a self-funded enterprise fund. Like, we're not gonna bank a lot, only because we can show the improvements or the give back to the watershed is what we're charging the rates. It's not like we're a for-profit company. That's why PUC doesn't regulate us, because we regulate our own selves in that way.
I think that's part of it. And I mean, also, the issue is accountability to the public. And since you are elected by the public, you're the accountability body. As in a private company, there's no similar body, so it's the PUC that regulates them because of to give them to have that same accountability in that situation.
Got it, yeah, and that's what I told the golf course people. I don't know if the county would give the golf course priorities, but thank you. Conversation for another day.
Yeah. All right, thank you very much. Chair Lee, followed by Member Kama.
I have no questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Member Kama.
I have no questions, Chair.
Thank you. Anybody have a second round of questions for this? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo. Okay. So, mahalo for uploading the committee report, because I remember in discussion, we talked about there only being 2 or 3 organizations that are nonprofits. So it says the Department of Water Supply representatives said 2 nonprofit organizations, Hawaii Land Trust and Waiahuli Mana Foundation, were previously denied agricultural rates because of their non-commercial status and would benefit from the new preservation rate. So they're nonprofits. They mostly have grants or like private donations. They're doing conservation preservation work. I object to it being that much higher than ag because of what I heard in my previous round, which is economics.
So Chair, you know, I believe that I was maybe misspoke that the actual ordinance didn't establish this rate. It simply established this category. So the council is free to choose to establish this rate however you so desire. You know, what we presented was our recommendation because it gave them a big break from the general rate. But if you'd like to go to a lower rate, then that's your prerogative.
I would. And so if I were to match the ag rate exactly as it's set, what would it mean for your revenue? Because it's like 2 organizations, right?
It would be a de minimis impact.
All right. So you have no objections to me doing that?
I do not.
That's great to hear. And then for Member Paulton, I looked it up and it says that really all privately owned water systems located in Hawaii. The public utilities, the commission does not regulate all, so the PUC doesn't regulate all privately owned water systems located in the state of Hawaii, only those that are certified as public utilities as defined in HRS section 269-1. And then 269-1, so far I have not seen the number. So you said 3 customers. So I was trying to find where that is, and I'm happy to send you this information for those that are asking. And that's it. So when we do the main motion, I will be making a motion to amend the recommendation from the department to match the agricultural rate.
Okay, I think we cannot amend this because this is an administration bill. Chair Lee, and then we'll check on that. Mr. Hanano, if you could check on that, if we can amend this bill that's being recommended by the administration. But Chair Lee first, and then, oh, okay. You have a second round of questions, Chair Lee.
Mr. Stufflebean, I was just wondering, when you proposed the rate for the conservation district, were you not looking at cost? What is your rational basis for establishing a certain rate for that district?
Director.
Sure, yes. Yep. The rational basis was simply to give them a break from otherwise they would have to pay the general rate, which is almost twice as high. So the rationale was simply to give them a break on their water rates because we felt that was an important function that they were performing. And we chose this rate because it was just our judgment that that would be a fair rate. But that's really it. I mean, the council can choose to do a different rate if you so desire.
Well, generally we like to connect the rates with cost, or not just pluck a number out of the sky.
With the cost of delivering the water or the cost of what?
The reason why you have a rate is to pay for the cost of delivering water, right?
So if you look at our total cost, it's about $7 per 1,000 gallons. So we have rates that are very different than that. You know, if we were charging everybody the same rate, everybody would be paying about $7 per 1,000 gallons. But because of policy reasons, we choose to have higher rates for some water users and lower rates for other water users. So, but if you're asking what the actual cost is, it's around $7. So even at the $4 rate or so, they're getting a break. Agricultural obviously is getting a very big rate, but it's made up by the fact that tier 3 and tier 4 residential, as well as the general users to some degree, and certainly the hotels and resorts are paying a higher rate. But that's a policy decision that the county is making to for other reasons than just recovering costs.
Yeah, so that's what I was driving at, is to find out who's actually paying for the difference. So you're saying that the hotels and others are paying a much higher rate to subsidize ag rate and other lower, other purposes have different breaks, sort of discounts because of the use of the land use. Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you. Next, Member Cook.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Director, for the clarification, because I think that's being lost on people that this rate is a discounted rate from the residential rate. And the residential rate gets, if you use a lot of water, you get more expensive. The intent when we had the hearing was that we were supportive of this. We wanted to encourage this. There was also only a handful of people currently doing it. I would advocate and ask my colleagues if we can leave it like this. It can be changed in a year after we have a track record. We identify how many people are doing it, what the impact. The water department came up with this rate. We've had discussions about it. Anyway, I think a lot of thought went into this, and the administration's bills come down. We have the opportunity to pass this today. I don't see a negative impact to the community, and it's meeting its goals and objectives that we previously discussed, which is supporting the conservation efforts. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much. Anybody else have any comments? Okay, so thank you very much, Member Cook and Shirley and Member Paulton. So today, I also have from the administration, right, because this is their bill, and I think you already received it, a letter dated September 4th, 2025, which is on this bill, and it is attached proposed bill, Bill 99 CD1, and it amends this to clarify that the name of the bill should be called preservation rate, whereas the document that was sent to us, it calls it preservation / restoration rate. So that is incorrect. Just so that changes. Ms. Miller, you wanna speak to this amendment that you're proposing?
Thank you, Chair. Yes, this just clarifies, based on the final language that was adopted for the code, that it's the preservation rate as it says in 1410.010. And we added a little more context with the other rates that fall under that account 3477 as well after discussion with the OCS and BFED teams. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, members, so that's the amendment. So at this time, I'd like to request for, wait, hang on. Is this correct? I'd like to entertain a motion to recommend, anybody have any more questions before I go into the motions? See none. I'd like to entertain a motion to recommend passage on first reading, Bill 99, 2025, entitled A Bill for an Ordinance Amending the Fiscal Year 26 Budget, Appendix B, Department of Water Supply, Water Fund, Preservation, Restoration Rate, incorporating any non-substantive revisions. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Motion made by Member Cook, is second by Member Johnson, and you got the motion to substitute. So I'd like to substitute Bill 99, 2025 with the proposed CD1 version, which we received from the Budget Director. Does anybody have any discussions regarding this amendment? Did you all get it?
Chair?
Yes.
So is our motion including this 99 CD1?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, did I not say that? Yeah. 99 CD1, and it basically corrects the name.
Chair?
Director Milner, you want to say anything else?
Apologies, if it's okay, could staff just request that the substitution be done as an amendment to the main motion?
Oh, okay. So I'd like to request that the substitution be amended to the main motion. Member Cook,
So moved.
Member Johnson, second. Okay. Any discussion regarding the amendment that we received from the budget director? Okay, see none. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye, or is this okay?
Aye.
Okay, so this looks like 9 ayes. Thank you very much. So main motion as amended. Members, any discussion? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Madam Chair, I move to amend the bill, the new preservation rate to follow the same rates set under the agricultural rate for both the regular and the water shortage rates.
Okay, so we cannot amend this bill. This has to come
We
from
just
the administration. Well, this is their motion. This came from the administration. If you look at the letter,
You can't do that.
we had
Will
to
you
vote
please
on
ask
the
the
amendment.
attorney? Because we just made that amendment to the bill. If we can
Right.
amend it, then we can amend it.
No.
Either
So-
we can't amend it or we can.
So can I have member, Mr. Hanano, can you please clarify this? This is not our bill, so please take us to the steps that we need to.
Okay, thank you, Chair. So I did confer with Ms. Toshikyo.
Okay.
And normally under Charter Section 9-7, subsection 3, all fees, rates, assessment, and taxes imposed by the county shall be set in the annual budget. However, because this is a new rate, we're saying that the council does have an opportunity to establish whatever it feels is the appropriate rate.
Mahalo, Mr.
Thank you, Chair.
Hanano.
Okay, so you're basically saying that we can amend this now?
Yes.
Yes, and the reason is because it's a new rate that's been established.
Okay, stand corrected. Chair Lee.
I have a question for, probably Director Milner. Does preservation, did you say, or did someone say that preservation includes open space? Aren't there a lot of like luxury homes built in open space?
Oh.
Did
Director
somebody answer
Milner.
that question?
Yeah, I can answer that. Sure. This would not apply to a luxury home. This would apply to only nonprofits that meet the requirements specified in the ordinance for the nonprofits.
Should we call for recess?
Okay, just for
It's
nonprofits.
Ordinance 5841, if you want to go and read the criteria.
Okay.
I
But
can
was
email it to you.
talking- Okay, thank you, but I was talking to Mr. Stufflebean. Okay, so you just said that this applies not to everybody in open space, but
Two
only
organizations. Two.
Okay. This applies to nonprofits, and what else did you say, Mr. Stufflebean?
Yes, it would be nonprofits that meet the criteria established in the ordinance that council has approved. And
Okay,
right
so
now, there are
just-
only,
There's only two.
there's only two, there could be others, but there are only two that so far have applied for ag rate. We had to deny it because they didn't meet the ag rate requirement. They will meet this one. If any other nonprofit came forward that met the criteria, they would be approved as well.
Okay, so who are the two? Did you say that earlier?
I don't have the names memorized.
It's the Hawaii Land Trust and Waiahuli Mana Foundation, and it's Granicus item number 4. It's the committee report when we established this new category.
Who's the Waiahuli group?
They were part of the wildfire.
Waiahuli Mana Foundation.
Who's that?
Impacted by.
You said the Lahaina Trust, so we know them.
No. Hawaii Land Trust.
Hawaii Land Trust.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I know them. But
White Island Land Trust.
Yeah, Hilt.
Hilt.
Oh, Hilt, okay. I understand. I just don't know the other one. Okay. I'm sure all of you do, though. The rest of you do know, are familiar with that particular group? No?
Yeah, we hang out all the time.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All
So-
right, thank you.
So Chair Lee, that particular other group,
That's a cloudy answer. What did you say?
that particular other group was involved in the restoration of lands that were burnt during the wildfire. So that's the other group. They were part of the wildfire restoration group,
Okay.
to answer your question.
I'm surprised that Member Paulkins shook her
Upcountry
head.
one. The upcountry one, not Lahaina. Waiahuli is upcountry.
Yeah, it's Lahaina. I'm sorry, it's upcountry. It's not Lahaina.
I don't go up country if I don't have to.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
So,
you know what? Staff is
obviously
asking me
nobody
for a
was
recess, so
that
I'm going to
familiar.
take, it's 2:53. I'm sorry, you were speaking, Chair. Go ahead.
Yeah, so what I was pointing out is not everybody was familiar with these two entities, obviously. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you for asking. So it's 2:53, and staff is asking for some time, so I'm going to take a 10-minute break, and we'll come back at like 3:05, 3:10. Okay. Okay, welcome back to the Budget, Finance, Economic Development Committee. Thanks for letting us take this recess. And we are on Bill 99, and we're talking about amending the rates. So at this time, I'm going to ask Corp Counsel for your advice. And please explain why the committee needed a revised bill for the administration for substitution to change the rate name, but the committee can amend the rate amount on its own.
Yes, thank you, Chair. This has caused my brain to do a lot of thinking today because there are nuances, and in hindsight, perhaps it's not necessarily a substantive change to the bill by changing it from preservation, restoration to preservation, because really it is housekeeping to make it consistent with the ordinance that passed in August. And I believe that our practice has always been, these non-substantive changes to clean up the bills at the request of the committee has been done, and I've been signing off on those bills. So I think that we probably have to flesh out the process a little bit better to streamline and, just to ensure that it's not an initiation of a substantive change to the bill, which would be within the purview of either the administration or the council, depending on whose budget it is. Versus, looking at it as from the housekeeping perspective, because really it was a correction that OCS caught, the BFED committee caught that needed to be made, which would have been a more housekeeping measure. So, so if I advised incorrectly, I apologize, but I think that we'll work on fleshing out the process to just make it a little bit less confusing on what the council can initiate that's non-substantive. And that way there's not a lot of back and forth. So we'll work on that. We'll do better. Thank you, Chair.
Oh, so what you just said is that the council could have just amended the name of the rate versus us going through what we did through the administration, which, correct? Which was amendment from the administration.
I would say that because this was a housekeeping, it was just to make the bill consistent with the title in the ordinance. In hindsight, I think that probably could have been done.
Okay.
Because it's not initiating a substantive change to the bill itself. It's just a correction.
Okay, on the name.
On the
rate name. Okay, now say again what you said regarding the rate amount, which is what we're talking about now.
Right. And so the rate amount is different from what normally happens, which requires that rates and fees are set forth in the annual budget ordinance. Those are for existing rates and fees. Occasionally, we have ordinances outside of the budget period that requires the setting of a rate or a fee, and that's what we're dealing with today. So this is a new rate that's already been passed, I believe, last month. So based on that, while actually both the council and the administration does not amend rates and fees throughout the fiscal year. Those are all set within the annual budget. And there are reasons for it, especially because departments have to be able to set their revenues as well. That's why they need to know the amount of the rate. But in this situation, it's a new rate. And based on that, I believe that the council does have the authority to be able to make amendments to this. Now, there are processes in particular for the water rates. It does have to go through the Board of Water Supply, and they make the recommendation. So I don't want to say that point blank, across the board, that council would be able to amend rates and fees. I think it's going to be very particular to the type of rate and fee and whether or not there are other legal procedural requirements involved in setting those.
Okay.
That was probably more information than you needed, and I apologize.
Okay. Any questions? All right. So thank you for that.
So make my motion.
Thank you for that clarification. So at this time, then, you are saying, Corp Counsel, that we can take a amendment to this, Member Rollins Fernandez, on the rate.
Are you talking to me or
Member Rollins
Mr.
Fernandez.
Do you want me to repeat it again?
Yes.
Okay. I move to amend Bill 99 to set the rates mirrored to the ag rates for both general or for the normal rates and then the water shortage rates.
Ms. Milner?
Thank you, Chair. Sorry to interrupt. I just want to clarify because the agricultural rates have the tiers. So you want to have the tiers under the preservation rate as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
it'll just mirror it.
Okay,
That
thank
way
you,
it's
Chair.
less complicated. It'll just be same, because that's what the two organizations applied for the ag rates. So with the tiers and for normal days and for water shortage periods.
And I seconded that, Chair.
Okay. All right, so motion made by Member Rollins Fernandez and second by Member Johnson. Can somebody read this? I'm looking at it in front of me, so Ms. Milner, or
Do you want me to read it?
I'm going to ask Ms. Milner.
Thank you, Chair. The motion on the floor is to set the preservation rate per 1,000 gallons, 0 to 5,000 gallons, $2.24, 5,001 gallons to 15,000 gallons, $4.42, and over 15,001 gallons, $1, equal than or greater to 15,001 gallons, $1.25. The water shortage rates would be 0 to 5,000 gallons, stage 1, $2.24, stage 2, $2.35, stage 3, $2.47, 5,001 to 15,000 gallons, stage 1, $4.42, stage 2, $4.64, and stage 3, $4.87. And finally, greater than or equal to 15,001 gallons, $1.25 for stage 1, stage 2, $1.31, and stage 3, $1.38. Thank you, Chair.
Okay. So a motion made by Member Rollins Fernandez, second by Member Johnson. I really want to ask the director what his, because I think he did some study to get us to that
He
rate.
said it's fine. It's two customers. And he said, when I asked him in my questions, that the impact to revenue is de minimis.
Okay. So Director Stufflebean, you're fine, correct? Confirming what we just read.
Yes, I have no objection. Thank you.
Okay, very good. All right. Discussion, any discussion? Member Rollins Fernandez.
Mahalo. Okay, so the two, when we were in the VI committee meeting and we talked about establishing this new rate, and mahalo for uploading the committee report in establishing this new category on Granicus associated with Bill 99. In that it says that Department of Water Supply representatives said two nonprofit organizations, Hawaii Land Trust and Waiahuli Mana Foundation, were previously denied agricultural rates because of their non-commercial status and would benefit from the new preservation rate. Some members did not know who the Waiahuli Mana Foundation is. And so I looked them up and I sent an article to Chair Lee. The Waiahuli, and so it's not Wahikuli, it's Waiahuli Mana Foundation official, David Chevalier, said he hasn't seen, Okay, so he's a Chevalier, so the foundation has 8 residential lots in Waiahuli dedicated to restoring native forests. It's just, he said, it's just purely native reforestation efforts. We're trying to bring back we're trying to bring the native birds back. That's what we hope. He said the foundation is planting a number of native plants, including 500 koa trees. Native plants and animals play a key role in creating the watersheds in Haleakala and the E'eke, where dike-confined rainwater percolates to provide millions of gallons of groundwater a day. The Maui County Department of Water Supply said expanding the growing native plants will not only help local entities, but is expected to provide more options and variety to people who want to use less water-intensive native plants. So the plants in the reforestation effort is actually going to help to recharge our aquifer and give us more water. So this investment, there's a return by giving the organizations the same rates as ag, because conservation or preservation work is important just as ag is important. And I think that it should be reflected in the rates that we set. Mahalo.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay, so at this time then, are we ready for the vote? Roll call.
Chair, proceeding with a roll call vote on the amendment. Council Chair Lee,
Excused.
Councilmember Paulton,
Aye.
Councilmember Johnson,
Yes.
Councilmember Rollins Fernandez,
Aye.
Councilmember Cook,
No.
Councilmember Hodgins,
Aye.
Councilmember Sinensi,
Aye.
Committee Vice Chair Kama,
Yes.
Committee Chair Sugimura.
Yes.
Chair, that is 7 ayes, 1 no, 1 excuse, motion carries.
Okay.
All members.
So now we'll vote for the main motion as amended. Okay? All right. Is there a roll call? It's not roll call. Yeah, go ahead. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
So this looks like 8 ayes, 1 excuse is Chair Lee, I think. Correct? Just Chair Lee, yeah? Okay. Very good. All right, so Member Paulton, you wanted to say something? Did I miss you? You just raising your hand to vote.
Oh, no,
right?
that was a late vote, delayed,
Yeah.
there's a time warp between here and Lahaina that sometimes sucks me in.
All right. All right, so we're done with this main motion as amended. We voted. Thank you very much. Member Cook, thank you very much for this. So the last item on the agenda, we already had our break. So the last item on the agenda is Bill 100 and Bill 101, 2025, amending the fiscal year 26 budget, capital improvement projects, Department of Water Supply, countywide upgrades and replacements. And members, the last item, both relate to additional funding for countywide water supply upgrades and replacements. Bill 101, which increases estimated intergovernmental revenues by $750,000 and appropriates those funds for the Department of Water Supply's countywide upgrades and replacements capital improvement projects. And Bill 101 amends the ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an intergovernmental agreement for a loan from the State Water Pollution Control Revolving Fund to recognize the additional $750,000 for this project. The funds will finance granular activated carbon filter replacement at the Napili and Honokahau well field. The state has confirmed that loan funds are committed. Assisting us with our discussion today is Director Stufflebean and Budget Director Milner. So I'd like to ask for opening comments from Director, please.
Thank you, Chair. Yeah, we're very excited about this project. This is a replacement of an existing treatment process that treats some of the water from one of our wells, and it makes it more efficient by consolidating the water and treating water from several of our wells to make sure they're absolutely clean. We've never had any problems with these. We've always met the health standards, of course, but this does make it more efficient. And the great news, of course, is that the state revolving fund is covering the cost of this with a loan with 100% principal forgiveness. The only reason we're making the change is that way back when we put this together in the budget process, we assumed it would be about $3 million, and the cost of we've now gotten better costs at about $3.75 million. So there's something increase in the cost to cover that additional amount. So it's not a new project; it's just a revised estimate on the money that we'll be receiving for the state for this project. Thank you.
Very good. Director Milner.
Thank you, Chair. I have nothing to add at this time.
Okay. Any testimony, please?
Chair, we have one person signed up to testify. That would be the individual connected under the name the Royal House of Hawaii. But Chair, that person no longer seems to be connected to the meeting. As such, we don't have anyone else signed up to testify, and we'll proceed with the last call. If there is anyone else who'd like to testify on this item, please identify yourself now. On Teams, you can do that by using the raise hand function. We'll do a countdown. 3, 2, 1. Chair, no one is indicating that they'd like to testify on this item.
Okay. With your permission, members, I want to close public testimony and receive written testimony on this item. Thank you. So I'll start with questions from the members, and we will then go back to starting from Member Kama, then Shirley, I don't see her, Member Paulton, Member Johnson, Member Rollins-Fernandez.
I have no questions, Chair.
Okay. Next we have Shirley is still not here, so excuse. Oh no, Shirley, I see your video is on. Oh, we'll wait for her to come back. Next we have Member Paulton.
Thank you. I'm supportive in case I have to leave before the vote happens. But my question for Director Stufflebean is how much approximately gallons per day would this yield once installed? Additional.
So it doesn't really add any additional water. It simply allows water from existing wells to be treated in a consolidated fashion. So no additional water, just more efficient treatment of the water.
In that it happens faster?
It happens, instead of one system that treats water from one well, it's one system that treats water from up to 4 wells. So it's just a more efficient way. You only have to deal with one treatment process, and it's handling in multiple wells. So it's just a more efficient way to treat the water.
And the system, where would it be located? It's not located on any one particular well?
It's located where the water from the wells all comes together at a junction.
Okay. And so the water that comes out of the well is not considered treated until it goes through that junction?
That's correct. And it doesn't enter our system until after that junction.
Okay. And it's only the 2 wells, Napili and Honokahua?
There's 4 wells, 2 Napili and 200. There's 2 of each, so it's a total of 4 wells.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, I'm supportive in case I have to leave before you guys vote.
Okay, so we'll try to hurry so we can get you in this vote. Member Johnson, Member Rollins-Fernandez, and Cook.
Thank you, Chair. I'm always willing to help support more wells and more well development. I don't have any questions at this time.
Very good. Member Rollins-Fernandez.
No questions, seems straightforward, support.
Member Cook.
No questions.
Great. Member Uhajins.
No questions either, Chair.
Wow. Okay, Member Senensi.
Thank you, Chair. Just to clarify, all 4 wells are in Napili and Honokau.
That's correct.
Okay. Supported.
Honokahua is like by DT area.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right, member, second round, anybody? None? Okay. Wow, that was fast. So at this time, Bill 100, 2025, I'd like to recommend passage on first reading, a bill for an ordinance amending the fiscal year 2026 budget, increase estimated revenue, other intergovernmental by $160,000, capital improvement projects, Department of Water Supply, countywide, and Appendix C, Department of Water Supply, countywide upgrades, and replacement increase appropriations by $750,000. Oh, I stand corrected. It said 760 earlier, it's 750. Thank you. And Bill 101, 2025, entitled A Bill for an Ordinance Amending Ordinance 5821, Bill number 46, FD1, 2025, relating to an intergovernmental agreement for a loan from the State of Hawaii's Water Pollution Control Revolving Fund for various water supply projects, fiscal year 26 budget ordinance incorporating any non-substantive substantive revisions for both bills. So moved by Member Hajens and second by Member Johnson. Any discussion? See, none. Wow. All right. So then, no discussion. All in favor, raise your hand, say aye. Aye. And I think who we're missing is Chair Lee. Member Kama, you have your hand up. Yeah. Okay. So that is 8 ayes,
Yeah.
1 excuse, which is Chair Lee. Member Paulton, you're having a delayed reaction from Lahaina. Is that right? All right. Motion carries.
Time work.
It's time warned. Okay, motion carries. So very interesting meeting. Appreciate everybody, and thank you very much for supporting this. And thank you for meeting me on Friday, which is unusual for me and at this late time. Thank you, Corp Counsel, for educating us on this new item, new bill amount versus the verbiage that could not be changed. But anyway, we are now moving forward. So at this time, meeting is now adjourned and it is 3:40.